Hi, this is Kathi Quinn with Floriani. Floriani is a division of R&K Distributing, and I want to welcome you to this week's Project of the Week. I had a lot of questions because I had created a couple of weeks ago a flower, and I created an inside artwork shape and an outside artwork shape, and then I combined them. But I think some people were confused because I was asking, can you only do it with that shape? Can you just do it with circles? So let me explain what we're doing when we combine some shapes. I'm just going to come up here to my custom shapes, and I'm going to come down and I'm just going to select this box. Now, it's not a circle. It's not something I've drawn on screen. I just selected an artwork box. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go ahead and select this bird. Now I'm going to put this bird in this box. Now I have two shapes, and I'm going to consider this the outside shape and the bird to be the inside shape. Now if I come over down the right hand bottom and select all items, I can now come up to my paper clip and I can combine. So what I did is I gave it an outside line and an inside line. Now I have all of this area that I can do anything I want with. So I could come, and I'm going to turn off the grid. I'm going to go over to the left-hand toolbar and click my grid off just so the screen looks clear. Now, once I have this area, if we look over here in our sequence view and left mouse click, we can see this purple that's left. I've got a negative space. This purple that's left is a piece of artwork. So what can I do? Well, I can select it, and now I could say make a run stitch. So you can see it turned those outlines into a run. Now I'm going to undo. I could select this artwork shape, and I could say put a decorative stitch around them. And then I could come over here and I could play with my decorative stitches. I could size them till I liked them. I could put space in between them. And in between each shape, I could come over here now and manipulate this motif run. Undo as our friend again. We're going to go back to our artwork. Now we'll select this artwork shape. I could also create a steel stitch around the edges. Undo. I could create, we have to select it, I could create a steel run. Now, once I've turned it into some type of stitch, then I manipulate that stitch according to the properties box. Undo as my friend. I'm going to select it again, and I could continue through these playing with them, but I can also go to the fills. So I could do a standard fill. It's going to fill in. Remember, this is negative space. I combined the two pieces of artwork. Now, once I've done that, I can go in here, I can 3D view it, and I could create different patterns. Or I can come down here and say, I want a fancy fill. Okay, so now I've turned that into a fancy fill around there. And again, now this box controls everything that happens in this artwork fill. I could come do a motif fill. Let's say I was going to do some kind of embossing, maybe on a towel or some minky. I would want to mat down everything around my bird so my bird would stand out. Or I could do an initial or a letter. So I can go through and I could play with all of these one-click wonders to fix my background. Now I did that taking two of the artwork custom shapes. Let's get a new piece of paper. Now, what if I want to create my own by drawing? I can come over to my artwork tool, and you notice we've changed the icon here. And I'm going to grab, I can grab my line tool, and now I updated my software, and I hope you have too. So let me go real quick. This is a little off the subject, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to Help and About. The latest version of software is 3477. So if you have not seen, if you were asleep the last couple of weeks when we released a new update, make sure to go to Help, check for updates, and make sure that you've downloaded 3477. If your little version on About is anything less than, go ahead and update your software. Well, when we update and we start to draw, it's going to go back to the default that was set by DJ in our software. So if we want to change things, I'm going to go to Tools and Preferences. See, I can't work with, in the view, I can't work with this, well, I've lost it. Crosshair, there it is. I want to deselect crosshair because I personally can't work with that. A lot of people love that. I can change my highlight color. I can decide for any of these things if I want them on or off. Now when I go to draw, when I come in here and I select, you notice I don't have the crosshairs. So I'm going to come in here, going back to our merging our shapes. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just left mouse click. I'm just going to create an outside shape. Now remember, I never try to connect. I'm going to come all the way over here down and I'm going to say close shape. That way I know it's going to close perfectly. Now I'm going to create another shape in here and I might get my pin so I can just draw. Now I'm going to draw this shape. Again, I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to come over here and left mouse click. Now I've got two different artwork shapes. If I work with them now, if I select one artwork shape and I apply something, it's only going to apply to the shape, the outline of the shape. It's not applying to the fill in here, this space. However, I'm going to undo as our friend, I'm going to select both of those pieces of artwork and now I'm going to paper clip them together. Now I'm going to fill just so you can see in my artwork, just so you can see it. Now what I'm doing is I'm dealing with the fill because I've combined the inner line with the outer line and created an artwork space that now I can start filling in with stuff. So I hope this makes it clear. It can be any two shapes that are artwork shapes and you can combine them. Then that leaves you with a donut or a box with a bird. Anything you want to do and you want to create this space to play with, that's how you do it. So I hope that's cleared that up. I hope that here that you can check and make sure you've got the latest update. That's always great. And next week, we'll start looking at some of our new tools that have been added to our FTC-U. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great week. And again, I want to thank y'all for your overwhelming response to my progressive classroom. If you want to go more in depth to the software, I've got several lessons, and starting in January, we're really going to start getting deeper and deeper into the software. So go month by month to keep up with the projects as we continue in the progressive classroom to do complete projects. Looking forward to seeing you there. Have a great week. Bye-bye.